Now, the first week of the regular season is set to kick off, but a major move already happens. The Raiders have traded Bruce Irvin to the Saints. I don't really know who they ended up trading him for, but that's a major move. So the trade basically looks like the Saints end up getting Bruce Irvin. They traded this dude, David Onyemata, to the Raiders as well, and the Saints also traded a 2018 round 7th pick to the Raiders. Feels like that was a pretty good trade for the Saints. But you guys tell me, what do you think of that trade? Let me know down below in the comments. As we head into week 1, one of the biggest debuts in NFL history in quite some time is about to happen. Everyone loved Isaiah King. He was one of the greatest running backs of all time in the NFL. And now his son is taking the NFL at home for the Houston Texans with the debut of Deshaun Watson. 2 incredible rookies, 1 incredible team with a fantastic defense. What will people see out of this team today? Super Bowl hopes are out there, but is that too crazy with 2 young players? Or will they have enough to get all the way to the big game? Deshaun Watson is getting out of the tunnel. The Jacksonville Jaguars are hoping they can actually have a good season for once in their life. With Blake Bortles at quarterback, I don't really know how easy that's going to be for them. But here come the Texans. Look at how hyped this squad is. Let's get this game going. And look at Isaiah King Jr. getting the team hyped, just like his dad did. He's getting the defense hyped. He's saying, look, you take care of your job, I'm going to take care of my job. Leonard Fournette is on the other side. 2 of the biggest rookies in NFL history are debuting against one another. Fournette versus Isaiah King Jr. It's about to be a monster show-off. The start of Isaiah King Jr.'s career is about to begin, and the first ball that's going to be kicked is actually, well, not to him. So Ellington's going to field this one instead. Isaiah King Jr. is going to try and throw a nice little block here. There's a block. Ellington's going to spring through. Isaiah King Jr. actually kind of maybe contributed to that. He's racing Ellington. Ellington's going to get into the end zone, and Isaiah King Jr. is going to celebrate with the young fella. What a way to start off his rookie season. Unbelievable. Now, Texas fans have to be wondering, is this the start of a new era or just another failure for the Houston Texans? So they're going to roll out here. Isaiah King's going to split out. He's wide open on this pass. He's going to catch this one. He's going to try to juke back inside. He does catch it. He brings it down. Hands aren't quite as great as his dad's, but still a good first down for Houston. Now, with a new set of downs, they're going to hand the ball off to Isaiah King on an inside zone run. He's going to skirt his way through, and look at that. The first carry of his NFL career is going for 9 yards. Now, with the first game of his career being in check, I want to hear from you guys. What do you think so far of his performance? And if you're excited for this, make sure you guys hit the like button. What a crazy hit on Isaiah. Let's go for 1,000 likes on this video. And I want to hear from you guys too. How often do you want to see the Isaiah King series? Keep in mind we have the Doug Veeney quarterback series as well. So this series should be coming pretty frequently too. But we're averaging 10 yards per carry right now. What is happening? Now with the running game working as well, you know what? We got to go to the passing game a little bit. So Isaiah's going to throw a block. This ball's going to go out to Fedorowicz. Fedorowicz cuts up the field and he gets into the end zone. Deshaun Watson throws the first passing touchdown of his career. Isaiah throws a crucial block. This is teamwork at its finest. Again, Watson out here throwing dimes. Fedorowicz turns up the field, and the tight end connects into the end zone for the second score of the game for this Houston Texans team. Now on 4th and 6, Jacksonville's going to be forced to punt. This ball is going deep, and I mean deep, into about roughly the 16-yard line for Isaiah King Jr. He's got plenty of room out here on the left-hand side. He's going to try and cut up a little bit. He jukes 2 guys out of their shoes. He jumps over another, and they're going to pile drive him down at the 50, but a ridiculous return to give his team great field position with 5:50 left on the clock. So far in Isaiah King's career, we're seeing glimpses of absolute greatness. Now, can he keep putting it together? We are only going to find out. He doesn't really have any trucking ability. He's kind of a speed guy for the most part, but still 4 for 37 is great. And one thing we're hoping to see in today's game is the first career touchdown for Isaiah King Jr., and this is going to be a first down, not a touchdown. But we'll see if that touchdown comes later on this afternoon. And with the way that Deshaun Watson has been playing, it looks like this team may have just found the quarterback of the future, and he throws a dot across the middle. Will Fuller is going to catch that one. They drop him at the 1. Could this set up Isaiah King Jr.'s first touchdown? Now with the ball on the 1, Coach Bill O'Brien says, you know what? Give it to the young fella. They're here on the 1. Watson is under center. They're going to run a halfback toss. They pitch it to Isaiah. He cuts up and he goes completely untouched. Ladies and gentlemen, the first touchdown of the young phenom's career. Hopefully we see many, many more of these. But again, great blocking on the edge, great sealing by the tight end, and the young fella scores the first touchdown of his NFL career. Now Jacksonville did make things interesting. It's now 20-10 after we have 20 points. They got their own touchdown of their own. So Isaiah King Jr. is going to field a kick return. Can he be like Ellington and run this one all the way in? Well, not quite, as he gets dropped to the 25. As we're around 45 seconds away from the 2-minute warning, Isaiah and this offense have been clicking. Now Isaiah's going to cut up a little bit. This ball instead goes to the left-hand side, and from the 25 to the 42, Watson is 4 for 4 for 100 yards and a TD. He's killing it. With Isaiah King Jr. being a feature back and Watson looking like a perennial stud, this team has it all, even though the blocking is a little spotty from time to time. Now Isaiah King Jr. does come out for a play, so Watson's under. He's going to try to roll around, and yeah, Isaiah's not in. he's going to get sacked by Calais Campbell. So 3rd and 19 as the second quarter is coming to a close. Isaiah King Jr. splits out. He's wide open, but he goes for a possession catch. The young fella thought someone was around him. He heard the footsteps, and we're going to be forced to punt that ball. Now, there's under a minute left, and Jacksonville's going to be forced to punt one. This one only goes to about the 40-yard line or so. So we've got plenty of opportunities to return it to midfield, but the blocking's pretty bad. Isaiah King Jr. springs off of one tackle, gets wrapped up by the next one. Not the best blocking, but a decent return nonetheless. So Isaiah King Jr. comes back out, 7 attempts, 41 yards and a touchdown, almost 6 yards per carry so far. So Houston comes out with all of their timeouts, a 10-point lead, and a chance to get at least a field goal to extend this lead. Now Isaiah King comes out, he's going right down the middle, no one is on him, and he gets right where he needs to for his team, dropping him at the 36, and they're going to use their first timeout of the half. Now the ball is on the 27-yard line with 30 seconds left on 2nd and 1. Isaiah King again into the game. He's going to go for a seam route. He's kind of open. He's going to catch this ball. He's going to dive into the end zone, and he's going to get in for his first receiving touchdown, his second overall touchdown of the entire afternoon. What a debut by the rookie. 2 touchdowns in the first half, and a dot, an absolute dot by Deshaun Watson. Again, look at the catch here. Beautiful ball. He dives in, holds on to it, and gets into the end zone. So moving on to the second half, and things are not looking very good for Jacksonville. They've been a pretty bad team the past couple of seasons, and Blake Bortles, yeah, he's not leading that team to the promised land right now. So with a pretty comfortable lead here in the second half, it's time to run the ball a decent amount and let Isaiah King Jr. go to work, but that just isn't quite what we had in mind. So 3rd and 9, Isaiah King in the backfield again. He's going to split out a little bit. The pass goes across the middle instead, but that is incomplete. The first incompletion of the day for Deshaun Watson, and they're going to be forced to punt it. So Houston is now coming off a 3 and out. They're at the midfield marker. They're going to hand it off to Isaiah, and look at the young fella finding some room to burn. Couldn't get quite next to the next level, but still 10 rushes, 51 yards. He's eating today. And ultimately at this point, Houston wants to run and chew this clock. So they're going to hand it off to Isaiah, who does break a tackle in the backfield, but again, that blocking is not looking very crispy at the moment. So 3rd and 9, Houston definitely has to pass here. Can't really rely on the running game to get them what they need. Isaiah King Jr. cross middle, so the ball goes deep to DeAndre Hopkins. DeAndre Hopkins showing that he is still a weapon. Deshaun Watson has all the weapons that he needs. A running back, receivers, tight ends, and a lethal defense behind him. Look at this again, a beautiful dot. Only where DeAndre Hopkins can catch it, and that's another touchdown for Houston to extend an already incredible lead. If there are any Jacksonville Jaguar fans left in the stadium, they've probably left at this point, because this game is getting a little bit out of hand. So Isaiah's looking for some blocks, can't really get any. He's going to split out to the left again, throws a guy to the ground, but can't quite get the blocks that he needs to get out of the open field. So 1st and 10 as the third quarter is coming a little bit to a close. Look at Isaiah carry a few defenders with him to get 3 yards on that carry. Now Isaiah King has found the end zone not once, but twice today. Once on the ground and once through the air. And this young fella definitely wants to get some more. And look at this juke. Completely drops Polonsky there. 14 rushes, 63 yards, and another first down. You tell him, young fella, 6 yards after contact and another first down. With a lead this big, it's entirely possible that Houston could give Isaiah King Jr. the ball enough to get 100 yards in the day, but he's about 28 or so away from getting that mark. So 3rd and 1 with the last play of the third quarter. We're going to hand it off to Isaiah. The blocking is there. He's going to sprint through. He jukes behind his own man, and he gets just enough to get the first down, drop to the 39, and a major play to end this third quarter. With a monster lead, Houston is feeling pretty good, and if you're a Jacksonville Jaguars fan, well, this probably isn't the best feeling in the world, but this team is clicking. And that young fella right there is putting on a show today. Number 28 is closing in on 100 yards rushing in the first game of his NFL career. And don't forget what he's done on the receiving side. He's put up some pretty decent numbers there. Over 100 yards total offense for sure for Isaiah King Jr. And the Jags are starting to cheat up in the box a little bit. It might open up an opportunity where they could just go to the passing game and surprise them for another touchdown. So 3rd and 6, an obvious passing down here. Isaiah's going to split out. He's going to cut up. This ball goes up for Fedorowicz. It looks like Fedorowicz has the first down, 6 yards or so on that play, and they say 4th and inches instead. So Coach O'Brien says, you know what, we're going to go for it. It's the Jags. We can get this first down, and they end up trusting Isaiah to get it for him. 5 yards there, making him 7 yards away from 100 on the afternoon. What's been extremely interesting for Isaiah King and the Texans is that Isaiah in college was an outside running back. Didn't really run in between the tackles a ton, but he has shown today that if you need him to be an every down back who runs in between the tackles, he can get you those major yards. So 3rd and 13, it looks like Houston will opt to run this one because you know what, they're trying to chew the clock. but it doesn't really work too well for Isaiah King's rushing yards as he loses another 2 yards in that play, which will force a field goal. Now Houston does get that field goal, and the Jags, of course, go to try to throw it around a few times, and it doesn't really work for them. So they're forced to punt. Isaiah King again, looking for something here. He's going to cut back inside, looking like a crazy man possessed, ends up getting lit up on that one. And yes, you guessed it, more than likely a flag on Houston for this. But surprise, surprise, this one is actually on Relente McCray, and that one's going to be in our favor. Isaiah King Jr. is 12 yards away from joining an elite club in rookies that have rushed for 100 yards in their debut day. So now he's 11 away. Can he do it? We're going to try. So with 1:40 left, there is one thing and one thing only on Houston's mind, and that is getting Isaiah King those 12 rushing yards that he needs to get 100 on the afternoon. Now he gets 10 there. So he is 2 away from getting 100, joining an elite club of rookie running backs. Get hype, young fella. Now 1st and 10 again. We just need 2 yards here for Isaiah King. So Fedorowicz is going to go in motion. Isaiah King's going to take that handoff. He pushes his way through, and that looks like 3 yards, giving him 101 on the afternoon. And that's going to be the end of the game. Jacksonville did not play their best ball game at all. Their defense was pretty atrocious. The passing game worked, the rushing game worked, everything worked for the Houston Texans today, and most importantly, Blake Bortles was trash, and Isaiah King Jr. was an absolute monster. So when we look at the stats, Deshaun Watson balled out of control. 10 for 12, 214 passing yards, and 3 touchdowns. They didn't make him pass the ball a lot because Isaiah King Jr. was crushing it. And speaking of the young fella, 103 yards on the ground. Leonard Fournette actually only ran 5 attempts for 20 yards. Isaiah King Jr. got 1 touchdown on the ground. And then in the air, he was 4 for 73, another receiving touchdown. As always, if you guys enjoyed today's video, make sure you guys crush the like button. Let's get 1,000 likes on today's video. Make sure you subscribe if you want to see more. Check the playlist on the screen, and I'll catch you guys on the next one.